It is Monday, March the 2nd, 2026. Arctic cold is gripping the Midwest and Northeast this morning, with high temperatures struggling to get out of the teens across the northern plains, upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and Northeast. Lows dipped below zero overnight in some spots. The wind chill makes it feel even worse. Single digits and below across much of the I-95 corridor. But do not get comfortable with this cold. It is short-lived. By Wednesday, temperatures snap back to near average, and the warming trend accelerates. By Tuesday, the southern plains and lower Mississippi Valley will be hitting the mid to upper 80s with numerous daily record highs expected. That temperature contrast, teens in the north, 80s in the south, is exactly the fuel that drives what is shaping up to be one of the most active first weeks of March in recent memory. We have snow falling right now. We have an icing threat developing across Pennsylvania. We have a severe weather outbreak on Wednesday. And we have a flooding corridor stretching from Texas to the Ohio Valley that is going to be hammered with repeated rounds of rainfall for the next 10 days. Welcome to meteorological spring. By the way, if you'd like specific weather forecasts for your region or city, please leave them in the comments. I'll answer them individually as time allows. Also, if you like the video and subscribe to my channel, you'd be very grateful. Now, let's move on. The snow and ice. Today through Wednesday. The current system is delivering lower-end snow totals. Models have come down drastically to 1 to 3 inches for most of the Midwest and Ohio Valley. This is one of the low-end scenarios we discussed. But it is not the snow that worries me. It is the ice. The Fox Forecast Center says significant icing is a concern across Pennsylvania, where below-freezing air is trapped in the valleys. The best chance for accumulating snow will remain north of Interstate 90. South of the snow zone, cold air damming creates a freezing rain concern from Virginia through North Carolina. Ice totals are running 0.10 to 0.25 inches. Not catastrophic, but enough to glaze roads and down some tree limbs. In the Northeast, upstate New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts northward could see up to 6 inches of accumulating snow through Wednesday, with the highest totals at higher elevations. The Monday morning commute is already messy in spots. Wintry weather is hugging the Ohio River Valley with sleet and freezing rain from Evansville through Louisville to Cincinnati. Appalachian snow is affecting West Virginia into northern Virginia. This clears by Wednesday and the warm-up begins. Wednesday, March 4th. Severe weather arrives. The Storm Prediction Center already has a slight risk up for Wednesday. The target area runs from Dallas-Fort Worth through southeastern Oklahoma, including McAllister and just south of Tulsa, up through Fort Smith and Fayetteville, Arkansas. All hazards are on the table: damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes. This is the first significant severe weather outbreak of the spring season. The mechanism is clear. A southern stream upper trough ejects from the south-central United States and taps into pooling Gulf moisture. Dew points are rising rapidly. Cape values are climbing. The Weather Prediction Center has also flagged Wednesday and Thursday with a marginal excessive rainfall threat from the southern plains through the mid-Mississippi Valley and central Ohio Valley. This is the beginning of what will be a repeated pattern, rounds of storms firing along the same corridor day after day. Friday, March 7th, the bigger event. Friday is shaping up to be a more significant severe weather day. The risk area expands northward. Northern Missouri, including Kansas City, Jefferson City, and Springfield, plus Joplin, Wichita, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, and Dallas-Fort Worth are all in play. The European model is pulling moisture and storm energy all the way up into the Midwest, Iowa, and northern Illinois. The GFS confirms the signal, but not quite as far north. A stronger low pressure and deeper trough drive this system. On the northern side, a potential winter storm could develop across the Nebraska Panhandle and into South Dakota with snow and sleet. The temperature contrast will be extreme. The flooding corridor through March 10 and beyond. This is the story that will define early March. Multiple rounds of heavy rainfall target the same corridor repeatedly. North Texas through the Ozarks, mid-Mississippi Valley, and Ohio Valley. The WPC has flagged an emerging heavy rainfall pattern for the east-central United States this week. Through March 10th, the rainfall totals are staggering. Cities in the crosshairs for 6 inches or more include Dallas-Fort Worth, Little Rock, St. Louis, Indianapolis, Memphis, and Paducah, Kentucky. On a wider scale, 2 to 3 inches are expected for Des Moines, Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, Toledo, Akron, Columbus, Charleston, Parkersburg, Pittsburgh, and Nashville. And those numbers may be conservative. Some model solutions show significantly higher totals. Millions of Americans are at risk for flooding as creek and river levels rise with each successive round. Tuesday alone shows a marginal risk of excessive rainfall across downstate Illinois, eastern Missouri, central and southern Indiana, and central and western Ohio. By midweek, beneficial rain also reaches southern Missouri, Branson, Jefferson City, Joplin, Cape Girardeau, with 1 to 2 inches. This is not a one-day event. This is a 10-day siege on the same areas. The moisture is pooling and repeating over the same geography. Minor rises on creeks, streams, and tributary rivers are expected first, with the potential for moderate flooding on main stem rivers if the heavier model solutions verify. The jet stream transition. The polar jet that dominated all winter, bringing 14 significant winter weather events and the deadliest winter season since 2020-2021, is handing off to the subtropical jet. This is the single most important meteorological story of early March. The moisture source is shifting from the northeast Pacific over land across Canada, where it loses energy, to the east-central Pacific and the Gulf of Mexico, where the overland path is much shorter and delivers far more moisture. That is why the flooding corridor lights up. That is why dew points rise and storm energy increases. That is why severe weather activates. The WPC describes a pronounced split upper flow pattern dominating the nation this week. Southern stream energy ejecting northeast, while northern stream clippers continue to bring snow to the upper Midwest and interior Northeast. City-by-city predictions. Northeast: New York City, Boston, Philadelphia, D.C., Hartford, Providence, Portland, ME, Buffalo. Arctic cold today, highs in the teens to low 20s. Icing concern across Pennsylvania with below-freezing air trapped in valleys. Upstate NY, CT, RI, MAC up to 6 inches through Wednesday at higher elevations. Cold air damming threatens freezing rain from Virginia into North Carolina. The cold breaks by Wednesday and a major warm-up follows. The blizzard snowpack continues its slow melt. First week of March still looks and feels like winter. By mid-March, spring takes over. Southeast: Atlanta, Charlotte, Nashville, Raleigh, Birmingham, Jacksonville, New Orleans. Unfortunately, much of the Southeast, Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, Virginia, and the Florida Peninsula will be left largely high and dry, while areas to the north and west get drenched. The drought persists, and the wildfire threat continues. Southern Florida has a marginal risk for severe weather this evening. Wednesday's SPC slight risk targets the western edge of the Southeast. Heavy rainfall shifts further east by mid-March as the eastern ridge weakens. Midwest and Great Lakes: Chicago, Detroit, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Indianapolis, Columbus, St. Louis, Cincinnati, Louisville. You are in the middle of everything. Snow and ice today, clearing by Wednesday. Monday, commute messy. Sleet and freezing rain, Ohio River Valley. Flooding corridor, St. Louis, Indianapolis, and cities along the Missouri-Ohio Valley corridor face 6 inches of rain through March 10th. Record highs Tuesday across the southern tier. Major warm-up midweek before the next round hits. West Coast and Mountain. West: Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, Sacramento, San Diego, Phoenix, Salt Lake City, Boise, Flagstaff, Denver, Albuquerque. Record warmth in the desert Southwest, mid to upper 90s. The Cascades see heavy snow with WPC probabilities above 70% for 4 inches or more along the spine from Oregon through Washington. Northern Rockies near Glacier also benefit. The Four Corners region begins receiving beneficial snow as the season's best stretch approaches. March is historically the snowiest month for many western ski areas. Plains and South Central: Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Omaha, Denver, San Antonio, Little Rock, Memphis. Ground zero for severe weather and flooding. Wednesday SPC slight risk, DFW through Fort Smith. Friday, larger severe risk expanding northward to KC, Wichita, Tulsa, OKC. North Texas through the Ozarks could see 6+ inches of rain through mid-March. Extreme temperature swings, 80s and record highs followed by Arctic fronts. Kansas City could see wintry mix Sunday evening through Monday commute. The March outlook. Week 1 brings the jet stream transition and heavy rain from Texas to Ohio, with severe weather igniting Wednesday and Friday. Week 2 solidifies the western trough and eastern ridge. The temperature clash in the middle fuels the storm track. Thunderstorms track from North Texas through Missouri and the Ohio Valley, potentially expanding into Iowa, Wisconsin, and Michigan. The Four Corners and Central Rockies activate with beneficial snow after a lackluster season. The Cascades and Sierras could see their snowiest stretch of the entire winter. Week 3 sees the eastern ridge weaken and rainfall shift further east toward the Tennessee Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and Southeast, finally bringing some drought relief to areas that desperately need it. The West Coast and California become active with heavy rain. Week 4 sees the ridge break down further with a volatile late March pattern. A consistent model signal for a notable late-season snowstorm across the northern United States persists. Whether that targets Iowa, Wisconsin, Montana, Wyoming, or the Dakotas remains to be seen. A strong cold front around March 10th to 12 brings a renewed shot of Arctic air before the warm-up resumes. Clippers from Alberta continue to bring accumulating snow to the Great Lakes and New England through mid-month. By mid-March, the Mississippi Valley and Ohio Valley become the battleground for tornado season as Gulf moisture surges north and Cape values skyrocket. March 2026 will be wet, active, and at times very dangerous. Stay prepared.